Hello everybody, and welcome back to Feed the Beast Quickie with Black Dog Z. So today we're going to be looking at thermal expansion. Which parts of thermal expansion? Specifically today, the Crescent Hammer, the multimeter, the tuberous flux capacitor, and the florb. So if we take a look, here's the basic recipes. We'll start over here at our Crescent Hammer. It's just 3 pieces of iron and a piece of tin. Get yourself the Crescent Hammer. Crescent Hammer allows you to do all sorts of things, so like when you have engines and things like that, you can pick them up and then you can put them back down. Now in order to do that, that is again shift right click, and that'll allow you to pick stuff up. You can also generally right click stuff and it will rotate it. So like as an example, well, that won't rotate. You can see here that it's actually rotating, so you're seeing different stuff on the sides. Look at that. So that's the energy level, but we'll get to that. We'll worry about that block later. But it allows you to rotate just by right-clicking, and then shift right-click will allow you to pick up any thermal expansion item. Over here, we have the multimeter. Now, unfortunately, the multimeter is not a necessity anymore, but it's really nice to have if you don't have Wayla. So you'll notice at the top of my screen that I have Wayla, and when I point at things, it tells me things. Like, this is holding 0 out of 40,000 RF. And then it tells me these are redstone energy conduits. Then it tells me how much is in this particular system. Now, when I use this little system here, I can right click and it'll tell me the energy, and it'll monitor and it'll see if there's load. Currently there's really no load because the system is not designed, is not splitting off and running all sorts of things. So nothing's really requesting energy. But if it's something is requesting energy, you can use one of these to find out how much. You can also right-click a battery with this. It'll tell you how much energy is stored. Well, like I said, Wayla takes care of most of this for us, but there's still a few things that it can help us out with for finding out whether or not we have enough energy and how much is being requested from certain areas. Next, we have the tuberous flux capacitor. Early on, when you're working with thermal expansion and these motors and stuff, you're going to want a way to produce power. This is probably the best way to do it. If you've managed to get yourself a potato, you can make these out of regular potatoes, a lead nugget, and a piece of redstone, which is really cheap. Later on, you can use... Uh-oh, I just fell. Later on, you can use poisonous potatoes. And the reason you'll want to use those is because really poisonous potatoes don't have another use. So by using poisonous potatoes, you're going to do fairly well. Last but not least, we have the florb. Florb is made out of any type of ball. So like if I just hit R on this, you'll see it go through, that we have a bunch of different types of balls that we can use now. We have our slime ball, gelatinous slime, ball of glue, pink slime ball, and I've coagulated blood. I don't think I've seen that one. So those are your options. And then of course you need slag and sawdust. These are both things that are created from thermal expansion machines as byproducts. And then you can make a florb. Once you have a florb, you can fill it with different types of liquid. Now, florb, and it can literally hold any type of liquid. So you take a look here: spring water, molten ardite, creosote, sludge, red metal, glue, milk. And some of these have some really neat effects. So like, let's go ahead and just take one with resident ender. We're just going to chuck it down there, and look at that. It's created a resident ender little waterfall down there. Look at it go. It's going on for quite a ways. Now you can touch any point of this. When you're not in creative, something neat will happen. Let's go out of creative and show you. Come on. Alright, well, some reason it doesn't appear to be working right now. Oh, I bet you I know why. This is the wrong ender, isn't it? This is resident ender. I want liquid ender. Give me one moment here. Kind of wonder what would happen with construction foam. Because construction foam is actually a liquid. Huh. I don't ever think I've seen that in its true state. So the things that you can do with this is you can take like various types of liquid like goos and stuff, and you can basically make it so that people All sorts of things can happen to people. You got to watch out for some of this stuff like sewage. You can throw sewage down. The thing about sewage is it actually makes you sick. I'm just going to quickly, as you can see, hunger, slowness, poison. I'm just going to create a plus mode here. I don't know why the ender isn't working. It should be. And once we figure out why. But basically what's supposed to happen with ender is you're supposed to teleport. Doesn't appear to be working in this particular version of it. Yeah, that's the only type of ender, so that's got to be the right stuff. It looks right. But for some reason, I'm not teleporting. Well, I'm in creative now. I'm still not teleporting. So we'll have to figure that out later. Figure out why we're not teleporting. But that is the basics when it comes down to... I don't know why I always turn on the rain. But yeah, those are the basics when it comes down to florbs. You can troll people with them. They're a great place to store liquid. And this stuff seems to take forever to disappear. So there you go. There's some basics on these 4 items. Use lots of tuberous flux capacitors. They're worth it. Have a good evening.